Okay, y'all, listen, we are back at Bow Lips and Bow Ties. The pink carpet is ready. Are you ready for Giving Back with Jack and Jill Atlanta? 24 Bold. Oh my God, season 7. Come follow me.
My name is Mickey Anderson, and I am the chapter president of the Atlanta chapter of Jack and Jill of America, Inc. And, every year, Bow Lips and Bow Ties is the most anticipated day party of the fall here in Atlanta. And not only that, it's really important because it's an opportunity for us to come together, but we're raising money here. And let's not forget, this is a fundraiser. As fabulous as this is, we're doing it all for the children of Atlanta and wonderful charities that are focused on the well-being of families, particularly mothers and children. And so we are always happy to be here. And we always seem to bring the great weather to Atlanta on this day as well.
Let the sunshine in.
Let the sunshine in.
It's all about collaboration. It's all about relationships. We make things happen because we are the premier organization for African American families in the country, and we do the work that we do as sister moms, working together to ensure that we're doing the best that we can do for our children and their futures.
I love that.
Well, first and foremost, I have 3 black kids, and Jack and Jill means an incredible amount for them. Growing up in a community that they can relate to, that they see positivity, that's really the number one thing for me. So anything that Jack and Jill does, I will always support. And plus, Jack and Jill is doing things to support our community. Of course, I'm going to give back. So that's really the way I think about it. It's just an incredible organization that does great things, and we're so fortunate to be able to contribute, so we're going to be paying it forward.
Now, how important is it for other black males to rise to the occasion and be able to show up? Because I believe that representation matters. So tell us, by you being a representation of all things amazing, when it comes to the black fatherhood figure, how can other men rise to that occasion as well?
Oh, definitely be there and do your best. I came from a baseball tournament in Beaufort to be here today, and maybe going back to Beaufort for that same baseball tournament today in the championship. But just showing up is more than half the battle. And so Jack and Jill's a great organization, and what it does for our community with our children and our families is led by mothers. It's incredibly important to show up and be supportive of them, and I'm going to always do that.
So I am Myra Reeves. I'm the director of HR DEI at the Home Depot, and our commitment or our interest in this organization has to do with our commitment to the community. We are focused on underserved and underrepresented as it relates to our diversity, equity, and inclusion program. And what we like to do is focus on programs that actually develop our youth. So whether that's advancing education, closing the wealth gap, we're looking to do those things with organizations like Jack and Jill.
So, as you can see, ladies and gents, I have some beautiful ladies adorning me on my right and left, but we are here because they are recipients. And recipients has a strong title, right? And that means that they're getting funding. So I would love to know from both of you all, I'll start with you, how important is this for your organization, and how can it help benefit others that are in need?
This is a really important thing for us because most of our funding comes from donations and that kind of stuff. So this helps directly affect our patient care. So this stuff goes to things like helping cover physical therapy and massage and nutritional counseling and that kind of stuff for our patients.
I love it. And how long have you been working with the organization?
I've been there for 2 years.
Wow, I love it. And so I cannot, I would be remiss if I didn't talk to this beauty right here, and you're a beauty as well, plus one. But you're in theme today because you're in pink on the pink carpet. So tell me, how important is this organization in giving to your brand? How is it going to thrust to the greater cause?
So this organization, what this funding directly will go to is what's called our Atlanta Initiative. And so what it does is it brings access to our patients. So it takes barriers to care such as transportation and just being really far away. It takes that out of the equation and brings the treatment into the patients and the communities that we reach. And so funding for this goes directly into our grant-funded clinic in downtown Atlanta. So it helps provide transportation. It helps, like Stephanie said, it covers physical therapy, massage, and nutrition counseling for our patients.
We live in a state where health equity isn't always prioritized, and that's ultimately what we do. We are here to connect women to the education they need to live more empowered and informed lives, especially within their health education and their health history. So we are creating a response directly to the maternal mortality statistics, directly in response to underserved teens and underserved education communities. So this award is incredibly important to us.
So Raising Expectations is an academic-based youth development and prevention organization. This year we're celebrating our 29th year of service. Maria Armstrong, who's the other co-founder of Raising Expectations, and I started this work when we were college students at Georgia State University. So we're really excited about all the work and accomplishment we've done over the last 29 years. We're geographically focused on the west side of Atlanta, focusing on the Washington High School and Douglas clusters of communities. So we support kids in 5th through 12th grade, and at the end of the day, our motto is about seeing our kids to and through and into, to the point of graduating on time with post-secondary plans that can actualize through the execution of those post-secondary plans. That can be a 2-year, 4-year trade school or military experience, and into a career that offers family-sustaining wages.
First of all, I think sponsorship for an organization like this is critical. It's critical to what they do in the community, especially for our children. You know, my wife grew up a member of Jack and Jill. Cadence Bank has proudly sponsored Jack and Jill for years, and we know what it has done in the Atlanta, Georgia, and national communities for decades, right? So we want to be a part of that journey and a part of that story.
I love it. So we have the amazing Mrs. Moore, and I want you to add to that, but I want you to add another caveat to it, because your partnership with Bold Lips and Bow Ties is a little bit more personal.
Yes.
Because you grew up in this, right?
Did.
And so tell us about that journey and the importance
and
of
our
this.
girls, Abigail and Naomi, they'll be 6 next week.
Okay.
This is their chapter. So this is not sponsorship, this is family.
I love it.
And I love being able to raise our families together. Everyone shares our values. Everyone understands. I always tell Jarrell, if anything happens to me, I know my Jack and Jill moms are going to make sure they're taken care of.
But we're going to keep you here a little bit longer now, Miss Moore.
Yes,
So,
we
right,
are. Yes,
let's
we are.
speak that
She's
into
not going
existence.
anywhere.
I
She's not
love
going
it.
anywhere.
Just get my girls to Spelman, okay?
I love that. So listen, you all are doing the work. You're doing it with purpose and on purpose. So we salute you as platinum sponsors this year on the pink carpet. And I must say that you're giving an amazing bow lip.
Oh, thank you.
And you're giving us a sharp bow tie. Can you tell us the importance of giving back to an amazing organization such as this, Jack and Jill, the Atlanta chapter?
You know, it's so important and critical because they support so many nonprofit organizations. And so this is a wonderful event that brings a lot of people in the Atlanta community together. But the most important thing are those recipients on the other end who benefit from these nonprofits that they support. So that's why we sponsor this.
What was your final yes for giving and sponsorship for Bold Lips and Bow Ties this year?
It is always a yes for me. As an Atlanta chapter member myself, my practice, we always want to give back.
I love
so there's without question.
I love
and
it, without question.
that is at the foundation of what Jack and Jill is all about.
And that's what I was going to ask you. So the brand ethos is all about giving back. And so clearly that's a part of your brand mantra as well. If you had to make 1 or 2 words to describe this signature event, what would you say?
I would say 24 bold.
You're living life like it's golden and you're showing up. And you showed up correctly.